Okay, good day everyone. Alright, I managed to get these key latches on the top box from the ST1100, and yeah, I've still got all these panels hanging around waiting for clean up and buffing, and yeah, it's not my favourite job. They've been hanging there. They're well and truly dry enough, hard enough now to buff and clean up. So, but yeah, I put it off because something I don't really want to do. I've been hanging there for a week. I did manage to redo this. I've got some of the wheel silver on that, so yeah, only just leaving the blue at the very top edge. Anyway, that's not what I'm making a video about. Okay, I have my latches on here, and look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, as mentioned in the previous video, and this is different to the side panniers. The side panniers, which I can show you just here, you can actually unbolt the catch part of the latch. Comes right off. But on the top box, it's the catch itself is plastic. It's part of the box. So yeah, I've had to cut that off. What I used was a torch set, yellow torch hanging over on the rack over there, and a butter knife. Actually, I'll show you this. Yeah, this torch, what they call map gas, and yeah, once again the igniter's failed for the second time. So to light it with a lighter, you just got to put it on low, very low pressure, or it just blows the flame off here, and then turn it up slowly. Yeah, I used that torch and one of these old style butter knives with the ivory handles, and yeah, heated that up till it was glowing at the tip, and used that to cut away the plastic catch part. Of course, in doing that, as much as I tried, I did damage all the paint around the latch. So yeah, I've had to respray that with the airbrush, and it was actually a little bit thin in places around the edges, so I've gone around and blown a bit around the edges, around the back. I still got to paint the silver on here yet. Yeah, I'll give that a few more days, and I want to mask that just yet until it's properly hard. I risk pulling it off. And yeah, that in itself was an issue. I was completely out of paint, and completely out of blue, and so I've had to dig my paint tin out of the trash bin, which was just there, and yeah, come right up here around where it's collected around the ridge, and I poured a little bit of thinners in it, and then I used a which you can't see, not you really need to see, but yeah, used a toothbrush then with a bit of thinners to scrub up enough paint. And of course, this has been in the bin, this tin's full of dirt, so it's just without a filter left over. Yeah, anyway, managed to scrape up a couple of airbrush bowls of paint. When you use the airbrush too, like, put it in a clean container, obviously, like that little jar, the wax cell jar. I had it in, and shake, pour it quickly into your airbrush, and then you got to keep shaking it while it's in your airbrush, because the metal just goes to the bottom pretty much straight away, and the colour separates, the black content comes out of it, floats to the top. Like, way worse than when you're using a big spray gun. And what happens is it'll just spray all metal first, or it'll separate anyway. So if you just go and try and just sort of spray this area here, it'll just look totally different. So you basically got to keep shaking it, and you've got to go like backwards and forwards like this, real quick, like that. And even then, like I got the 800 out, and I rub this sort of right back around this area here, because like even going quick, it's still not going to match exactly putting it through a smaller spray gun and airbrush. So yeah, you're sort of going backwards and forwards until you fill it in, and then you're going up here and you're sort of just flicking it out into your paint to try and blend it. And yeah, I've managed to get away with it. That's going to come up okay. So it's only been, not even quite 24 hours yet since I did that yesterday afternoon. Yes. So yeah, it's like I could clean that up and buff it now, but yeah, I'm going to leave it a good 3 days. Might even put it out in the sun, cook it for a while just to be sure. Anyway, getting back to the latches. So we have them on. They're a little bit awkward. They're not as easy to use as the originals, but yeah, like the originals. And I don't even know if I get them. I was thinking about that. I was quoted a price of $120, or no, yeah, 79, 69, 70, anyway, 79, something around that mark each for the latches. And then you got postage and all that, so you're up around the $150 or more to get a set of latches out to your original latches. But when I was thinking about it, the only ones I found on the internet were for the panniers, and at the time I didn't realise that they're a different latch. So it's quite possible you can't even buy the latches for this top box, the original latches. But anyway, yeah, as I said, this cost me, these were $9 each at the local hardware. I spent another $6 on screws, nuts. Yeah, what are we up to? We're $25 fixed. So yeah, I didn't have to wait for it to come in the post. I did clear coat these with the catch bits on the top. Because I had to clear coat the blue, I actually fixed the latches onto there. Had it all finished and then clear coated the whole thing. And as I said, I was being cheap. Chinese latches, the chrome was crap. Chinese chrome was rubbish, and it'll rust out in no time at all. So I clear coated it all in the hope of keeping it looking nice for a little while. But yeah, the bottom ones I did separately. I just hung them up, clear coated back and front and underneath and every which way, and you can't really see it apart from, well, you can see a little bit here because actually when you're pushing the latches off, it hits on this bit, so it's actually scrubbed the lacquer off that little bit there, just there, which I then peeled back with my fingernail. But anyway, as I said, that you can't really tell that they've been lacquered, so, but they're a little bit awkward to open, and it's going to be even more awkward now that I'm holding the camera. But yeah, you got to make sure they come right up so this bit pops out, and then you have to push it down and push it back so that it comes away from it. It's going to stay engaged. I sort of need 2 hands, and I haven't got 2 hands. Come on. All right. Yeah, I said it's not this difficult when you got 2 hands. And yeah, you can push it down. Push it down. I'm going to have to hold it. Sorry. This one's popped out easy. Come on. Oh, okay. So, as I said, it's not that difficult. It's just that I'm trying to do it one end. You got two hands, but yeah, that's what you've got to do. Is you got to pull this right up. Make sure this comes right back. Yeah, pull the lever right up. Make sure this pops right back, and then you've actually got to push the top down and back till it pops out of the catch. So yeah, it is a little bit awkward. But, yeah. The other difficulty, I've had a couple of difficulties. One is that I've taken the straps off this. This had straps on it, like fabric tile style woven straps to stop it, going right over. So I don't want to let it go right over and possibly damage the pane or break the hinge and everything. So the whole time I've been screwing nuts in it. If I can actually see the nuts. You see? You can see one of them. Still got to plug the original holes with some silicone, but yeah. So I've had to sort of have the top leaning on my arm all the time and pulling them backwards and forwards while I've been mucking around. So, as I said, yeah, two hands. It's sort of, and when you go to push it down, you've got to push it right down. I may have pushed it down. When I was locating the holes, I put the catch in place and then I pushed it down so to assimilate the latch, pulling it in like I had it locked in. And then I pulled it down to make sure it was far enough in. So, but, yeah. So when you got two hands, it's not as difficult as what it is right now. But yeah, as I said, you do have to push it down, push it in. But anyway, we got there. That's it. It's latched up. It does have a little key with it. It's a bodgy little key, which probably means that anybody could actually open it if they really, truly wanted to. Yep, no. It's really a door. So this is the bodgy little key that goes with it. Fits in about yay far. So it's basically a bit of nothing. You could open it with whatever, which is probably a good thing anyway if you do lose your key, but yeah. At least it appears as though it's locked, and it does lock, but yeah, as I said, it wouldn't be that difficult to break into it if you really wanted to, but yeah. The other thing I did, because this the way it is, if it was up the other way it'd be better, but it's not. But it means I've had to put a little notch in the bottom of it to let water out, because water's going to get in here, and if you haven't got anywhere to release it, it's going to fill up with water. So that was the other thing I had to do, and a little bit difficult to sort of to get in behind it, so I've used a socket to hold the nut. Obviously a small Phillips for the screw, and the whole time I'm doing this too, because I only bought like this. There's 5 screws on each side, so I've only bought the 10, and they're tiny little nuts. Like this is the size they fit into. They're only a 2mm bolt. So, and the whole time I'm doing it, I'm thinking if I drop one of these nuts, I'm stuffed. I'm gonna have to go all the way. I'd lose it, on the floor. It'd just disappear, and then I'd have to go all the way back into town to get another nut to finish the job. So, in hindsight and advice, if you're doing this, you need 10, but buy a dozen. Give yourself an extra 1 or 2 just in case that happens, because that can really piss you off when shit like that happens. Yeah. Well, the only thing I wanted to show you, just show you while it's up. I'm going to have to pop all this up again now. Hope I can show you one-handed. I said just opening this one-handed is awkward enough. Oh, there we go. Let's give it a tap. Yeah. Up in here. This was another thing I did with a knife to start with, a hot knife and a screwdriver. Because yeah, you drill through, but then like this little ridge here is right at the level where the screw comes through, which doesn't leave you enough room for the nut. So you then have to come back. I used a flat screwdriver, cut it up hot, I got it hot, and then welded it in through enough to hold the nuts, or to give room for the nuts, and because there's not enough room for a spanner either, so I had to hold them with pointed pliers and whatnot. But anyway, we got it done. You put the rubber back on. It looks alright. You can't see it, so there we go. So as I said, all in all, it was a bit of a drama, a lot of hustle, but yeah. As I said, $25. It's done. It looks tidy. I'm happy with that. It was worth all the hassle. Alright, we'll leave it there. A bit long-winded, this video, but yeah. Anyway, hope it's helpful, and we'll catch you again. Bye.